Hello, it's day 20 of 30 days of Photoshop. My name is Kevin Aronson from Hampshire School of Photography, and today we are looking at the exciting thing. Is it exciting? It's about black and white. A lot of people really like black and white, so they do think it's exciting, and I like black and white. Day 20, and we're looking at black and white. Okay, let's have a look at playing with some black and white. Now, I normally do my black and whites inside Lightroom, but the Photoshop version actually is superior, in all honesty, and that's mainly because you've got a mask which you don't have access to in Lightroom. Let's put a black and white adjustment layer on here. So in my adjustments panel, which should be in this right-hand panel, if it's not, it will be Windows and Adjustments. Okay, click on Adjustments, and within it you're looking for this black and white icon here. Click on that, and up pops the black and white properties sliders. And you can see here the layer has been created with a white layer mask. So this picture here was taken in Crete, and it is a stunning image. If I just take off that layer for a second to hide it, stunning image. The sky was just beautiful, and the colours in the water fabulous. It's taken from the island of Spingalonga, which was a leper colony, and there was a book written about it, which I can't remember the name of, but I'm sure someone will remind me. Okay, let's put the layer mask back on, and now we look at these sliders on the left hand side. We've got 6 sliders, and each one represents a color which is in this image, but we can't see it because of the black and white layer on top, but those colors are there. For instance, the sky is blue, so if I darken the blues like this, the sky goes dark. If I turn down the cyans, the sky, and look at that sea, oh my gosh, that is just nuts. If you're not sure whether it's cyan or blue you should be moving, or you're looking at something and you think, what color was that? I can't recall. You can click on the finger tool here. I'm sure it's got a proper name. And you see the arrows pointing left and right. That means you click on any part of the image and drag left or right, and it will select the pixels that you're on, and all the pixels which are that color, thereabouts, it will adjust as well. So I'm going to click on the sky, and I'm going to drag left, and there you go, it darkens it down. Or brightens it up. Yeah, I don't think it's much fun. It's quite as much fun, quite as spectacular when it's bright. I think the dark is more interesting. Let's go to another picture. Okay, and again we'll open up the adjustment layers, in the black and white adjustment layer for this. And just reminding myself, he's against a green background. It's got a little bit of yellow and red going on here, and his guitar and on his skin. Let's see what happens if we start playing with this. Can we brighten his face up? Yes, we can. Don't want to do it too much. No. But I like the character, and that's quite nice. Now I'm going to leave that pretty much where it was. What about yellows? Now yellows is attacking his hat, and the sunburst flare on the guitar. But we can push the yellows up. I quite like that. Greens should respond because he's standing in front of some trees, and the trees behind him did respond to that movement in yellow. Will they respond to the greens? Yes, they will. Okay. Or we could go the other way and really darken it down, make it foreboding. I kind of like that. Now the cyan and the blues, they're kind of picked up in his black top, which is, I assume they're picking those up from the sky. Okay, we'll try another one. Oh, I love this one. So this is New York holiday. This is a JPEG, so it won't respond quite so well. But I just wanted to prove to you that it does work with JPEGs. So again, we'll click on the adjustment layer, black and white. And there we go. And the picture's gone black and white. And this was a hard shot to take without burning out pixels down here. And I didn't quite succeed. It was a very rush shot because this boat was just heading for this patch of water. I wanted to get it as it went into it. So I didn't have much time to react. But nevertheless, we can do stuff with this. I'm going to click on the finger tool, click and drag down, and I kind of like that. So if I go too far, can you see all these bits up here, kind of artifacts in the JPEG? You wouldn't get that in the RAW. Let's go back and let's reset that and do it again. Click and drag. Nice, like that. Yellows. Watch the yellows. Down here, the tops of the trees, foliage tends to be primarily yellow when you're playing with black and white. It does respond to green as well. Push the green up, tiny bit of change. But yellow, and this is grass and trees and leaves, tend to respond more to yellow. So I'm just bringing in the highlights of these trees down there. Any reds? I think we might get, yeah, the building bottom left, that's responding to red. And I like that. I don't think there's any response to the magenta. Nothing going on there. I like it, but to me it's not dark enough. And if I go darker with the blues, I'm going to get all these artifacts creeping in. So I'm going to leave it like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a composite copy. If you can remember that from earlier sessions in this series. And on a Mac, that means pressing down the Option Shift Command E, or on a PC, it's Alt Shift Control E. And when you do that, boom, you get a brand new layer here, and it's a composite of everything beneath. So whatever you did in those earlier layers, they've all been amalgamated into a single layer that we have here. But I want to get this darker, so I'm going to create a copy of that. Command or Control J creates a copy, and then I will blend them together using multiply and just fine tune it with the opacity slider. So I probably would go something like that. I rather like that. That's cool. Couldn't do that in Lightroom. And then finally this one. Oh, this was just a bit of fun. So again, we'll crack open black and white adjustment layer. I'm going to turn down the reds. No, actually I'm going to turn down the yellows. And that will make the grass look spectacularly interesting on the bottom. Very spiky and high in contrast. And then crank up the red, because it's a very sort of end of day shot. There's lots of reds in the atmosphere, low sun, and we've got some burnt out pixels on his back, but I don't think they're too far gone that I would particularly be concerned about. And there we go. So that is how you use the black and white adjustment layers tool in Photoshop. There is one other way to adjust, well actually there's two other ways to adjust black and white in, let's do it with this one. Two other ways to adjust black and whites in Photoshop. One is to go to Image Adjustments and choose black and white, but this is not an adjustment layer, and once you've made the changes, they can't be undone except by doing undo. But yes, you haven't got that control that you have, and you certainly haven't got a mask, although you could create a mask, because you actually can't. No, you can't even create a mask from that. And the other way of doing it is to go to the filter menu and go to the camera raw filter, and you can even open up JPEGs in this, and this opens up a dialog box pretty similar to Lightroom's controls, basic curves. I might call them different things, but they're all the same. You may recognize them: exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, and so on. And up here you've got a little black and white button, so I'll click on that, turns it to black and white, and then you've got here in the black white mixture, you've got all the controls here in the same way you did earlier: reds, oranges. Oh, you've got oranges and yellow, slightly more by the looks of it. I think we had 6 in the other one. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 2 more extra controls. Okay, so you've got a bit more fine control here. Bit more fine control. So let me just turn those blues down. And the aqua. Oh, do love those rich blacks. That's lovely. Maybe turn up the yellows on that bush. Brighten those up. Yeah. Does orange do anything? In the background, hills. Oh, look at that. Yeah, good fun. Black and white is so cool, isn't it? You can understand why people enjoy playing with it. And I hope what you've learned today will help you improve your own black and white photography. The full range of 30 days of Photoshop is available on our website phototeacher.blog. Check it out, and everything on there is completely free. If you want to find out about our workshops, now these are physical workshops in classrooms. We have a training centre in North Hampshire, southern England, in a town called Fleet. And there we teach on Photoshop, advanced Photoshop and Lightroom. And we have lots of photography workshops running for a day or a few days or even for a year. And the website for that is gohsp.com. Gohsp.com. HSP stands for Hampshire School of Photography. I hope you've enjoyed today. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the next one. Bye.